We're going to be talking about an amazing business concept. We are actually broadcasting live on Google+, so at the end of this presentation, you'll actually be able to get a link and take a look at the presentation again. I mean, it's good to sometimes see something for a second, third time. I mean, realizing sometimes it's tough. I actually speak pretty quickly, so sometimes it's tough to kind of catch up with me. So I'm going to try to remain as calm as possible, like some of you. And thank you for laughing. I got 3 laughers. All right, I'm good. I'm good to go. We're going to talk about a business idea that's been helping people really kind of come to life with some of their dreams and goals, some things that they're trying to focus on in life. As you know, you are here at the headquarters for Truestar and Truestar Health, and of course, a very powerful business idea. Tonight we're going to be talking about the company that has a theme of Get Fit, Get Social, and Get Paid. How many here are almost excited about the Get Paid part? I mean, would like to get paid? Just for fun, just for fun. How many people here would agree with me that it's better to have money than to not have money? How many would agree with me? How many have been practicing way too long? How many without it? Good. And how many also agree with me that it's better to work smarter than harder? How many agree it's better to work harder than harder? Tonight is actually about making money in a very smart way, and I'm very excited about sharing that with you and talking to you about a little bit about an amazing company and some of the great things that Truestar is doing. So let me tell you about Truestar. Truestar is actually a leading health and wellness company. It's all about lifestyle, about providing the best possible supplementation. The points of the stars, you can see here on the screen, are about nutrition, exercise, vitamins, attitude, sleep, all about getting your life up to its optimum. How many understand that in a very stressful world like we're in today, that it's best to have these areas of your life checked? How many agree some of us need to get better supplementation, right? Better nutrition, those type of things? Well, we focus on those things. We're all about creating wellness, about creating the optimal living, and Truestar today plays a very powerful part of how to do that. And we're going to go through a compensation system on how you can actually benefit from that system and how you can really not only bring great health to your life and great wealth to your life through the system, but actually do it in a very organized fashion with a very powerful group of people. So let's talk a little bit about the foundation of Truestar. Truestar was formed in 2002 as a direct sales business originally, and the mastermind behind it all was a gentleman named Tim Mulcahy. Tim is a superstar. His track record speaks for itself. Tim actually got involved and started building one of the largest direct selling companies of all time. And today, of course, that company went on to go public and do over $2 billion. So this guy is a master of success and building people into the sales industry. In 2002, when he got the vision to actually get into the wellness industry, how many know 10 years ago, wellness is wasn't as in the conversation today as it is today? How many know it's in the conversation today? People are talking about wellness. They're talking about living in a healthier lifestyle. They're talking about actually spending their life in a more productive and healthy way. How many know if you could be more productive in the future because you are healthier, that would be better, right? You want to have a healthy lifestyle. So what they did was they sat down and they said, what we're going to focus on is we're going to put together a visionary website, a website they've never seen before. And some of the richest people, one of the most powerful people in the world got together, sponsored by some of the richest people, which of course was Tim himself, and said, we're going to get the best of the best of the best of the best around the world to get together and build a website. How many know if you spend $30 million on a website, that's a lot. How many know 30 million is a lot for a website, right? And so, you know, the average website probably costs you somewhere between $1,000 and a couple of $1,000, right? So if you see a website like this, there is no other website in the world as powerful and as impactful as the Truestar website. So I'm excited to introduce that to you tonight. In about 25 minutes from now, we're actually going to end the presentation. You're going to get a chance to meet some great people. But at the end, we're actually going to welcome you to go into Truestar.com, and we're going to introduce you to an assessment program that's going to blow your mind. So how many think that'll be fun? How many of us be excited about that? We're going to do that? That's actually what the purpose of today is, to introduce you to Truestar's website, products, and compensation plan. So let's move it on. There's the amazing Tim. Tim actually today over 30 years of experience. He's the founder of Just Energy, and of course he founded U Weight Loss Clinics. How many familiar with U Weight Loss? Anyone ever seen the clinics before? Amazing products and results they created. That is a sister company, was a sister company to Truestar, and of course today he is the founder and the creator of Truestar, as you know. So let's talk a little bit about the website itself. It's absolutely free. Now, it was not always free. How many know that originally, the original program, back when Leslie was involved, way back, and of course Ray, the amazing Ray here, when they got this concept started, they saw it as a kind of subscription base. So in order to get the information inside this website, it used to cost on an average a couple of $100s a month. If you were a single practitioner, let's say a naturopath or somebody that was into health and wellness, a trainer, etc., you had a subscription. So it cost you about $2,500 a year to get a subscription. How many know $2,500? Not a lot of money, but it's still a lot. It's still a lot of money to think about a subscription base. Well, of course, if you had a larger clinic that had many other practitioners in it, of course, that subscription could go up quite significantly in price. Today, that site that used to cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars is absolutely free, and it's available to you. And the content that's on the inside of the site is the exact same content that people used to pay tens of thousands, literally millions of dollars for over the years, of course, through Truestar. So what's the opportunity for you tonight? It's a chance for you to actually get inside of this website and literally take care of your own health, where I think the best thing you could do is actually do an assessment on yourself, which, of course, we're going to encourage you to do that tonight. So what's the story behind this? Well, what happened during the years that they were founding Truestar was they realized that supplementation, specifically vitamins, you had to have good product. How many know you have to have good product, right? If you're going to build a great website, you want to have the great product to back it up. Well, Truestar came along. They started partnering with a manufacturer of the States, and of course, that company was almost one of the best of the best of the best in the world. And they started putting out product today that wasn't good. It wasn't even great. It was literally the best of the best. And when we say that, people always go, yeah, but we've got good vitamins. How many are actually familiar, like everybody's got the best? I mean, if you go ask them, they'll tell you what. They got the best vitamin. How many have ever heard this before, right? So what happens to people is we actually stop and say, well, that's really interesting. Today, Truestar's got obviously the gold seal here, but the real question is who says? The real question is who says? Who says that this product right here is the best? Who says that? And of course, you know, I can say it's great, you can say it's great, but the bottom line is we need a third-party validated organization to say, yeah, this is the best. And that's where what we call the NutriSearch guide came in. A number of years ago, some government bodies got together, and everyone, how many know everybody was claiming they're the best, they got this, they've got that. Well, one of the things that was really interesting, they got this organization together, and they founded what they call a third-party a validation service that is called the NutriSearch Guide. Today, it's on your table if you get a chance. You'll want to look inside this guide and actually check for vitamins. Now, I just have to tell you a quick story. I actually got involved in this industry over 20 plus years ago. And when I was involved in another company, at that time, the company was telling everybody that they were the best, that they had the best of the best, and they were #1, and they all these different. I mean, you know, that these are commonly thrown out statistics, right? It's like, you know, people can. How many know 84% of statistics are made up? Somebody please laugh. That was very funny. 84% of all statistics are made up. How many realize that was too? Listen, it doesn't get any better than this if you're not going to have fun with me, okay? So let me just share this with you. The NutriSearch Guide was created as a validation by third parties. So I actually went into the book. I looked up the brand of vitamins I was in it, that I was using for 20 years. I popped it open and went, wow, on a scale of 1 to 5, I scored a 1. I spent 20 years eating a 1. I mean, that's not good for me, right? Maybe that's why I am the way I am. Anyways, the point is, come on. Not even nice to me today. Okay, so I actually started saying, well, what would be #2? What would be #3? You know, last week we had Daniel Chan. Daniel is a phenomenal guy. He runs a wellness clinic on the Danforth. And Daniel was saying something that was really interesting. There are really thousands and thousands of manufacturing companies out there that make supplements. And for the most part, how many would agree with me that most supplement companies don't make a supplement product and say, we're going to make some garbage? I mean, how many would say that people don't wake up and say, let's make some crap? How many would agree at some level they had an intention to make a fairly good product line? So here's what's interesting. There are great brands out there, but for the most part, the ones with the marketing dollars were having the deepest impact. So here's what's interesting. You get your Centrums or your Wonder Days or some of those bigger brands, they scored zeros. They actually literally scored 0 for what was actually nutritional value. Now, what's the qualification? Well, what their whole concept was, they said, don't tell us what's on the bottle. How many there's a difference between what's on the label and what's in the actual bottle? How many there's a difference between what's on the label, what's in the bottle? Would you agree with me? There's a difference. Here's what's interesting. The company that was doing the third-party validation assumed that you weren't going to eat the bottle. I mean, you're not planning to eat the bottle that it comes in. I mean, oh, come on, guys. Some of you are not going to eat the bottle? Okay, good. So here's what happens is they actually said what we'll do is we'll validate them all. 1,500 vitamins were tested. Truestar and one other company and its sister company, only 3 products in total, got the 5-star gold rating. It literally buried everyone else. Not to say that other products aren't good, not to say other products aren't great, but they simply aren't the best. And how many know that's, I don't know about your health, how important is your health? Right? If you knew you could get the #1 quality for the same or similar price, would you pick #1? I mean, let's face it, would you really want to know what number 11 was?
No.
Who remembers number 11? Nobody. So that's why we say we're excited about what Truestar has to offer. So let's go to the next step, which of course is the fact that the industry itself, supplementation is exploding right now. And supplementation is exploding because, quite honestly, the food we have doesn't have the same nutritional value it had years ago. So in the 80s, obviously into the 90s, 40% of all the people in North America had some sort of supplementation. 2003, 2006, it went into the 50s. It's gone up into the 60s. We don't know the current statistics, but how many are guessing? It's probably gone up to at least into the 70s. How many would agree with me? And that 60%, that's a lot of people. There's a huge change. Of course, interesting statistic. Can you see the one at the bottom? The one at the bottom says this. It says 76% of healthcare workers actually take, specifically doctors and nurses, actually take supplementation. How many that's a good sign, right? That this is probably something we need to look at. Why is this valuable to us? Well, because we are a holistic solution. We actually have products, over 40 products, that you'll be able to have a chance. How many got your kit tonight? So you're going to get a chance to take home some of the products tonight. But this is designed to give you a sample of some of the amazing products that there are. Now, there are over 40 products. We're not going to go through the products tonight. That's kind of like a task we're going to have you hook up with the person who invited you here. So you're going to learn a little bit more about them and how each one of them is special. But the key here is that we have all kinds of wellness categories of products to really kind of give you a chance to take a look at the full spectrum. Because everybody here needs something different. Would you agree? And so one of the things that I'm excited about working with Truestar is the kind of people that I see and I get to work with. And so for me, when I meet people, that's a lot of what a business is for me. How many know I don't really do business with brick and mortar? How many know I do business with people who work at a business? Would you agree with me? And so to have some of the finest people, not only in the industry, but certainly in the country, to actually be a part of our team is a big deal. And tonight, we have Joanne here. Joanne here has obviously been a part of Body Break for a long time. I'm going to have the beautiful Joanne actually run to the front and actually share with you just a little bit about her belief and experience in the amazing Truestar business. Please give Joanne a big round of applause.
Everyone, normally whenever we speak, we get everyone up and we do it.
I say we do it now, Joanne. Yay!
But we just started, and I'll keep it quick. But Hal and I have been promoting health and fitness to Canadians for almost 25 years, starting in May. And our whole goal when we started was to just encourage people to do a little thing, whether it be get up and walk, or change their eating habits in the morning, or just even go out and enjoy a social event. Anything that makes you feel better was our goal. And when we got involved with Truestar, it's been almost a year. We came on board for a couple of reasons. The first reason was when we saw the website, we were blown away. We had spent almost 25 years talking about the 5 key areas of health. And here it was all available for people at their fingertips, at the comfort of their own home. When it came to the supplementation, with being in the industry for a lot of years, we've seen equipment come and go. We've seen, the fad diets. We've seen supplementation changed. Weight loss clinics changed their philosophy. Gyms. A lot of changes have happened in almost 25 years. And so when we started to look at Truestar's supplementation program, we thought not only was it a third-party endorsement, which gave it instant credibility, but also we saw a positive impact on our own life when we started to utilize the products. Hal wanted to lose weight. He did it within a couple of months. He had more energy. Myself, I had been really struggling for about 4 years, not having a lot of energy. Like typical women, you're juggling 1,000,001 things. And within a couple of days of using True Basics for Women and True Endurance. My energy level came back, and for the last year I felt great. And it's very rare that supplementation has that dramatic of an impact on you. You know, Casey, you talked about these vitamins that, you know, are rated a 1 and 2. Well, they're rated that way because there's a lot of filler, and that's why people don't get the impact that they should. And so to have such a positive reaction from taking Truestar, and anything that we've ever endorsed, we always make sure that we believe in it and that we would use it in our own lives. And so not only is Truestar have the education available for everyone, they have all the tools for anyone who needs them. But more importantly, there's a need out there. There's increased heart disease. There's people who are run down. They need energy. Our healthcare system is, you know, you can see it's getting taxed to the max. And everyone needs that ability to feel good. And that's what we felt really good about being involved with Truestar, is that it has, it provides everything for an individual. And on the other hand, people who want to get involved with Truestar can get compensated for it. So as a team, we all work together and spread this great word. We're going to have more people feeling better. We're going to have less grumpy people. We're going to have more energetic people, more successful people, and more productive people. And better than that. So I'll pass it back to you.
Yay! All right. So, and of course, you know, as you, I don't know about you, but it's nice to get third-party validation that somebody else has success in the industry is stepping up and saying this is a big deal. So tonight what we want to do is not only introduce you to the website, which of course we're going to do right at the end of this in about 15, 16 more minutes. What's going to happen here is that we've obviously introduced you to some of the product. And by the way, inside the tubs actually comes the product itself. It comes in packs like this. Each one of them is different depending on obviously the product itself. But if you want to get a chance to take a look at it, obviously you've got a bottle yourself that you can open up and take a peek at. What I like to do right now is actually focus on what we call the getting paid portion. How many actually are okay with the money part? How many accept all forms of cash? How many accept this section doesn't? Oh, okay. So what we're going to talk about tonight and for the rest of the evening is actually about the getting paid portion by joining a team and creating your dreams. So what we're going to do is talk a little bit about the standard or the methodology by which money's made. Until I actually understood this, I did not know why this should really take my time, my energy, and my focus. The big focus for me was a shift from understanding what I call active income versus passive income. And I just want to share it with you. How many have ever heard of Robert Kiyosaki before? How many have ever heard? Okay, that's quite a few people. What I want you to understand is that Robert Kiyosaki is brilliant in the fact that he discovered that really there are only 4 ways to make money in the whole world. The first way is one that I think we're all very comfortable with, which is the idea behind the idea of trading time for money. I mean, being employed is not a good or bad thing. Being employed usually means that you get some form of security. People give up their time, go work at a company, and receive a commensurate compensation for that. And that's what most people do. How many people here are currently employed? Just for a quick hand? Okay, so it's quite a number. And so what happens is this. As a paid employee, what you give up and maybe the upside opportunity, which is that you can scale to unlimited amounts, is that you get instability, security, benefits, and things that kind of bring about that sense of peace about what you do. One of the challenges that happens is that you don't get paid what you're worth sometimes, you get paid what the job is worth. How many know that a paramedic in an emergency situation that maybe saves a loved one is worth more than the $72,000 base that they get? How many would agree with me? It's worth more. If a police officer prevents a crime that maybe someone doesn't get killed because he's been out there on his job, how many know that that's worth more than the $72,000 base, right? So what we know is that the challenge with being employed is that you don't get paid what you're worth, you get paid what the job is worth. And that's where the limitation. So you're really working for money. And you have to be active to get that money. You have to give an hour to get $1. Hour, dollar. One of the challenges, how many know there's only 24 hours in a day? You long run out of time before you ever make enough money. Has anyone ever had that happen other than me? Right? So I get to the second part, which is what we call, obviously, self-employed. Now, self-employed is kind of a little bit different than, obviously, being employed. They still trade time for money, but they get to charge more for their time. Anybody here self-employed? Just for fun? Any self-employed? Okay, much bigger number. Good, okay. So self-employed means that not only are you working actively for your money, but you're working maybe a little bit harder or maybe smarter, depending on what you do. The challenge is in self-employed is that usually there's no form of guarantee. There's no safety net, so to speak. You tend to be responsible for yourself. I mean, there's a lot more risk involved. If you do go for the gold ring of making more money, but you don't have a safety net to catch you if you don't make money that month. I mean, you're really responsible for your own success. You're independent, and that isn't good or bad or right or wrong. Self-employed people do very well. Sometimes they prefer to have that flexibility and lifestyle. The challenge is that there really is no guarantee, and the S quadrant speaks really a lot about you're selling yourself. You're really in the S side of life, which is the sales side, and unfortunately, many times, if you actually do the statistics on self-employed people, there's actually more millionaires coming out of employed than there are millionaires coming out of self-employed. I'm actually a little bit shocked by that. I'm shocked by that. Let me give you a statistic, though. After 10 years of people starting from zero to self-employed, at the end of 10 years, over 95% of everyone who started self-employed is actually out of business. So the third S kicks in, where they get into sales, where they get to sell their house, sell their car, sell their boat, sell everything around them. How many know that that's a little bit of humor, and none of you are laughing, but I'm very funny, I think. Anyways, my point is that this is not good or bad. This isn't right or wrong. It's just kind of it's not necessarily the best choice. When I got introduced to making money in the fourth way, what I realized is that there was active income and another category of money called passive income. And this is what it was really interesting. People get employed, they try and take their money, and how many agree with me? An employed person usually saves up their money, and their money starts to work for them, what we call the I quadrant. How many know an investor doesn't work for money, their money works for them? And one of the challenges that happens is most people don't have usually enough savings up to actually live off the money that they've got invested, right? Plus, how many would agree with me that there's risk involved in investment? Anyone know that there's risk involved in investment, right? So there's a whole series of things that sometimes prevent people. I don't know about you, but how many know if you could actually live off of the money that you had, where you didn't touch the principal, but you actually could live off the interest, that would be pretty exciting, right? So I always use the example, which is that if you had $1 million, how many think you could survive on $8,000 a month, just for fun? How many think you could survive it? Jeremy, you think you could $8,000 a month, right? It wouldn't be that great, but it'd be okay, right? It'd be all right? How many? $8,000 a month. $8,000 a month? I mean, you'd have food on the table, but it wouldn't, you wouldn't be taking trips to Europe every week. So here's what I tell people is this. You have $1 million in the bank account at 10% interest. The interest bearing on $1 million at 10% is $8,333 a month. Now, how many know that'd be pretty cool? You could keep your $1 million in a 10% interest-bearing account and live on $8,000 every month, month after month after month, right? How many that'd be a dream? I mean, that's really what it'd be nice. You didn't have to work, but you got the money. Here's a question. How many people here are just a smidgy short of the first $1 million that you need for that investment? How many just a smidgy? It's a rich group over here. But think about it. So when I talk to people about why would you do Truestar, why would you get involved in network marketing, why would you get involved in an industry like this, it's for one singular purpose. It's to get to the point where I have so much money invested in some sort of residual income of some sort that I can actually live off the residual income off of that money. I don't work for money, my money works for me. How many still with me? This would be a dream. Now, since most of us don't have a job or a business of some sort that can generate the kind of monies like $1 million, $2 million self-employed, to get that point where we can live off the interest, we're going to have to do what most people do that become successful, and that's move to the B quadrant. The B quadrant is why you're here tonight at Truestar. We'd like to introduce you to something called a business system. A business system has one priority, and that is that you don't go in there and you work hard on it. What you do is you build a business system, a foundation, and plug people into that system so everyone works smart. It's a team approach to prosperity. It's a team approach to not just working. How many know you're going to work hard anyways? Let's work hard and work smart. Especially you work hard if you want the speed of the success. So follow me along here. Here's what we're talking about. A business system is what we're offering you. We're offering you a turnkey solution to get involved in a company that says when you do this, you do this, and you do this, and you do it in this order strategically, we move past the law of like, well, I wonder if this is going to work, to the specificity, the specifics of the fact that if you're willing to follow the law of averages, this is done. You can make money, guaranteed. I can't guarantee that you'll make money. I can guarantee that the system will make you money if you follow it. How many understand what I just said? So you've got to get into a business system. If not, you'll spend the rest of your life just working hard for money, trading time for money, working hard as self-employed. You're going to be frustrated. I don't know about you. I want to wake up one day and make sure my bank account fills up whether I get out of bed or not. I mean, like to have some rollover money. When the alarm clock goes, you roll over, it keeps pouring the money in your account. I mean, some rollover money. So that's what we're talking about tonight. This is the purpose of being here tonight. We'd like to introduce you to the business system of success and Truestar. So let's talk a little bit about it. In order for us to do the business system we have, you're going to need technology. How many agree with me that there's technology necessary to take a business system and be successful? Would you agree? So a business system is successful because of certain tools. Now technology, and I'm just going to use G+ tonight because I do want to point out tonight we're using Google+ so that everyone can go watch this again. You can actually take this video and broadcast it to other people. You can actually be there. Thought, if I do a presentation one-on-one, I got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 presentations to get the word out to 5 people. Or I could use a business system like a Google Hangout, just like this, and I could send that out to 5 people who only do the presentation once. In fact, I could send it out to how many people? 1,000? 10,000? How many understand that we move to a whole new level of success when we start to use technology in our business system? So, as a part of the Truestar system tonight and the whole concept, we're using Google+, obviously one of the largest brands in the whole world. This is a system that's available to you tonight for free. You can actually go to Google and get yourself a Gmail account, set yourself up, and tools just like you're seeing right here. Click G+, get yourself a Google+ account, and tonight you can have an entire technology back end. You can literally have this presentation that we're showing you right here actually start playing on a Google document. I mean, that's a pretty cool deal. And so whether you hook up your phone, you can see Daniel there, he's holding up his phone and he's actually videotaping that. Yet people are waving at the camera. That's great, thank you, Jimmy. So this is different. So let me explain what the difference is. If you were in Facebook tonight, you would be in what we call a social media platform. That means a bunch of friends hanging out saying stuff, right? And how many want to see strange pictures of their kids? Go to Facebook. Okay. This is not Facebook. This is not Twitter. This is not a social media platform. This is a social business platform. This is the wave of the future. This is the systems by which you build your business upon to duplicate success, to get to tens of thousands of people in a heartbeat. In fact, in a flash of light. So tonight, on the G+ platform, we're talking about a mobile solution, scalable for team, audio, video, chat. You can do this in business tonight. Since all I really do for a living is I teach business systems, I would be remiss if I didn't share with you the power of using the Google system to actually get your business to grow. So on top of the intellectual property and the amazing company called Truestar, there's a series of things that we have to do to get the company to grow to tens of thousands, arguably to millions of people. So let's get on to the compensation plan. Assuming we've got this business system, we've got a product line, we've got a website. How many know we got some pretty good things going for us right now? Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk money. We're going to talk about how do we actually make money. In true compensation, it works really simple. There are 3 categories of money I want to have you watch. First is what we call a power start or fast start, then the power of 3, and then some monthly incentives. And let me explain how they work. The first part is what we call getting involved and checking stuff out. So for example, if you've never tried the product, how many have never tried a Truestar product before? Ever tried it? I know a few of you have not. That's great. So if you've never tried a Truestar product before, the first thing we're going to have you do is do an assessment online, and our top priority is to help you get free so all of your product is free. How many would like to get stuff for free? How many actually are into free stuff, right? If you want your stuff for free, let's work hard. Let's work hard. Let's work together so that your business can actually produce some amazing results. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do an assessment on you. We're probably now just a few minutes away from you actually doing an assessment online, and you're going to go through the assessment. That assessment's going to give you an evaluation. They're going to recommend some product to you. You're going to say, wow, this can really make a difference. I do not recommend you just promote it to people. I recommend that you go through the process, experience it personally, try the product, have the same impact that Joanne had, and now you are what? You're our testimonial. How many know you're a testimonial? Right? Now you're a testimony. You've tried the product. You've gone through the experience. Now what would be a logical thing to do? Find 3 people that might want to do what? The same testimony, the same experience you did. That's the 3 for free program. I don't know about you. How many think free would be cool? If you could get 3 for free, right? Or help other people do that. That's where the program really makes, I call it business sense. Obviously, it's logical to do this. So let's go to the next step. Besides the free for free, this would be people who said, I don't want to be involved in the business. I'm not looking for a business solution, but I tell you what, I want the number one vitamins in the country. How many of this is number one in North America? Right? I don't know about you. How many want your kids to take number 11 again? Right? So you want your kids to take what? The number one product, so it just makes sense. And I imagine all your family and friends want the same. Let's go to the next step. Second form of money is called true cash, or what we're going to refer to from here for the next few ones is bonuses. So what do you do when you bonus? And let me just draw a quick diagram for you here so you can see what we're doing. Tonight, this is you. You get involved. You're going to get access to being involved with Truestar, and we're going to say, listen, introduce the idea to 3 people. Now, our objective here is not to talk to everybody. Our objective is very clearly to, with real specifics, find people that are looking for something, that have some sort of hungry, that have a natural propensity for help, and introduce them to the idea. They will not get involved to help you. They'll get involved to help who? Who will they get in to help? Themselves. The goal here is some of them may just say, well, it looks good. Just let me try out the products. I'm not interested in the business idea. How many would agree with me? There's going to be some people not interested in the business idea. That's your 3 for free over here. This is your 3 for free over here. But the money portion of what we're talking about is people who say, well, wait a second. Not only do I want the quality of the website, I want the products, I want the experience, I want the networking portion. What I really, really want is I actually want to find individuals that are actually motivated. Let's say just like, for example, a Bob. Bob doesn't get in to help you. Bob gets in to help himself. And let's say we've got Bob. We've got Mary. Or let's just use 3 quick names, and Sam. So each one of these individuals get involved. And as they get involved, the company says, well, we have something called True Cash Bonuses. You get $200 for the first 3 qualified people that you put into the program. So as the 3 get involved, they simply say, hey, you get paid a little bit of money for your products in what we call matrix volume, which we're going to discuss just in a second. And on top of that, we're going to give you some bonus cash of about $200 when you get 3 people involved. It's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money, but how many know it is money? And how many people here accept all forms of cash? Right? So we're all on the same page. So we go to the first step, which is just signing up some people. Now watch this. Let's say, for example, Bob's been on the planet 30 years. He knows 3 people. Right? He gets 3 people involved, or you help him set up that system. Those 3 people sign up. You've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3. The company says, well, if you help get Bob 3 people into his matrix, you make another $300. Well, if you do that, what, once, twice, 3 times, 1, 2, 3 is another $900 that you can make for what? Setting up a quick 3x3 matrix. Not a lot of work, but how many know that's some pretty good return, some pretty good profit for this process. So what you've got here is just a basic system of introducing a person who introduces a person and doing it in a very integrous way, which is you start first with the website, you get the people enjoying the freemiumness of the website, the value of that website. They go, yeah, this is great. They do an assessment. They try the product themselves. If the product makes a difference in their personal life, then the testimony begins. If the product is not, how many know that the game is over? We're not trying to twist your arm and say everybody needs to sign up. No, 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 no. What we're saying is if you go to the website, try out the assessment, and it's as good as we say it is, and then you try the product, and bang, it hits you, you go, this is really good stuff, like you heard Joanne say, then it makes sense. I don't know about you, but it would make sense to lead this whole company with testimony. How many are following, right? This is now ethical, it's logical, it worked for you, it will probably work for others. Let's make that happen. So that's where the money starts to really kind of crank, because what we did was, we said, well, not on top of that, you get 3, it starts to really fly. You can get up some pretty good cash bonuses pretty quickly. We've had people get in the business inside of 30 days, make $10,000 through different bonuses and promotions and different levels. So this is where kind of the excitement kicks in. I know many of you are screaming with excitement. I can see it pouring out of your bodies. But with that, with that, you've got a picture that this business starts to multiply very quickly. So when you get to a certain level, what we know is a star associate, and we'll show you the ranks here at the end. You can see the numbers. You actually can get up to 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. It gets to a certain point where you kick in and get $500 a month towards a Mercedes-Benz. I don't know about you. How many know if you're going to have a car, it's nice to have a nice car. How many like to have a nicer car, right? So what we did is Tim said, we're going to develop a system where you get true style, and of course you'll be able to get a car bonus. If you don't want the money for the car side, you could actually take the cash, which is an extra $300 a month. So I don't know about you. How many think that's pretty cool? Get the $300 and it starts to fly pretty quickly. Let's go to the next slide, which is what we call true lifestyle bonus. when you get to what we call 50,000 PV of volume, so that'll make sense to you later, but there's every time you get a product, there's a certain number of points on it, right? So however many dollars you spend, that gives you so many points. Each time you do the points, that kind of gets going. So here's where the concept is. When you have a team of people that come in, a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, it starts to grow. The numbers really go quite quickly. When you get to what we call a 50,000 PV level, you earn $1,000 a month on a house bonus. Now, I don't know about you, how many of it would be nice if you have $1,000 a month towards rent or a mortgage payment, right? And that's what we call the true lifestyle bonus. Now, this is called the wealth bonus. This is a future prospect of that when the company is prosperous and goes to a high level, there's a chance that there will be actually ownership available as a stock play if the company goes public. That's only if the company goes public. But when it does go public, there is an opportunity for you to actually participate in that when you get to the level of gold vice president. And so that's something you can anticipate in the future, that not only can you build yourself some great short-term money, but there's a chance for a much long-term play on that. And the final one is what we call True Adventure. And these are phenomenal trips that are earned by hitting different levels. We just had a whole group of people down in Hawaii, and the beautiful Leslie has got, I mean, she's got a beautiful tan. And so I talk about Ray's tan, but we already know. So we know that everybody's got what? Just a beautiful, I mean, if you're in Hawaii, you're going to have a beautiful time regardless, right? A beautiful, I mean, have everyone ever been to Hawaii? I've been there actually 10 times. I've been to Hawaii 10 times, and it is awesome. And if you've never seen the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, crash the shores of the big island of Kauai, it is just unbelievable. How many know what they call it? The North Shore of the pipeline. Have ever heard it? You've probably seen pictures of it. Unbelievable. I did not go on the trip this year. Obviously, I just got involved with the company. But what I'm excited about for all of you is that we have trips planned. We're going 1 year from today again. Is that true, Ray? So we're going 1 year from today. And apparently, in between, Tim must need to get on a lot of travel. Somewhere we're going to go to like the Mediterranean or something. So look for that. And here's what that means is this. We have a point system where, let's say, for example, if you were to get excited, and this would start to go for you. Let's say a friend of a friend of a friend, and it starts to really kind of explode. As each person gets involved in the program, they have a program that's a point system. And it's a 100-point system where each time a person is sponsored into the program, and regardless, we don't even know how far down it goes, as long as you're the one that introduces them or you sell a product, there's a certain number of points that are available that target up or add up to a trip. And that point is 100 points. If it's a husband-wife, you want to go with a partner, you actually have to do 200 points. The good news is you can do all those points in 1 month. You can spread it out over the next 5-6 months. But here's the key. You can actually get on true adventure trips. And so the next one's coming up, I think, in June, and it's going to be the Mediterranean. How many think it'd be fun today, in the middle of winter, to start planning on a trip to Europe, right? Or to the Mediterranean. So that's kind of some of the fun that we're going to have. So let me take you out of what we call the bonus money and into what we call matrix money. Matrix money is where the money starts to flow every month. Every month. There's a check paid to you month over month, week over week, depending on what those weeks are. And here's what happens. As you look at the business idea, there's a compounding effect of a friend of a friend of a friend. We work with what we call the multiples of 3. The purpose of the multiples of 3 is simply this. As you get 3 people involved, they obviously do their 100 points of volume, which is a small purchase of products. There's a 4% commission paid to you in the form of a $12 check. It's just a little bit of money that flows to you. It's different from the bonus money and different from the fast money, plus also different than the actual 3 for free. So how many know there's different money in different categories, okay? And again, this is just a quick overview. You want to take the time to go through the steps. Structure. The goal here is 3 who get 9, 9 who get 27, 27 get 81. And as you can see, it starts to go down. You can see over here, it starts to get pretty exciting as we get down here, obviously, what we call the 9th level of the matrix. Our matrix pays 3 by 9. Then it goes down, and you'll see some in the neighborhood. If you have 3 levels by 9, you're going to have about 29,000 people involved. The check at that point is $118,000 a month. How many could almost get by at $118,000 a month? How many just... You'd struggle, but you'd be able to get there, right? So what we've got is a chance for you, obviously, to see some great financial success. There's some other things called, this is a matrix, not including something called check match. You'll have to do a little bit more research on how that works, but there's a chance for you to take that same check that you're seeing over here and get another 15 to 20% adder on top of that. How many that's pretty exciting. So these numbers can run up roughly in the $150,000 a month range. How many $150,000 a month is almost the reason to get out of bed? I mean, just and come back next Tuesday to see me. Okay, so, so that's kind of where we're at with what we call the matrix money. So let's talk a little bit. This is a check max system. This is where that actually, as you get into different ranks, the ranks are going to give you access to what we call first, second, third, fourth, fifth generation levels. And we're going to talk about how you can get registered tonight and have access to those kind of money. So let's talk about this for a second. Because here at Truestar, what we really want to do is we want to have people experience the business in a powerful and positive way. We have a system of ranking. So obviously tonight, we're going to introduce you to the idea of becoming a consultant, a wellness consultant, someone who knows about health or introduces people to health. And that's the term that we've chosen to use. It's known as wellness consultant. Then we have a whole series of what we call silver, golden star, consultant, and silver, golden star, associates, etc. There's just a series of categories as you start to grow your matrix. But here's what we want to do. We want to introduce people, and if this is a time in your life where you can say, yeah, this is great, then what we recommend is that you get involved. Now, not everybody has the financial ability to get involved in our master package, which we'll show you in a second. So we have an entry-level package. Now, this is actually known as our $99 value. It's a beginner pack. It gets you in. The value of this is you actually get the product. You get a chance to actually get the product, be a part of it, try it out. You'll get a personalized website, some personal business cards, some information that gets you started, some training that'll get you going. But this is just simply an entry level. It's not designed to make you profitable. This is just give you a chance to have access to the product at a slightly discounted and reduced price. And so what you actually see is what at $99, you just get at the entry level here, and you actually have access to some of the monies. But here's what's interesting is that what we try and do is we try and take people to a level where it makes sense for them. So the key here is I'm going to introduce you to 4 more levels, and I want you to select a level that works best for you, because everybody's going to have a different threshold, everybody's at a different time in their life. This is what this is all about. So the next level is the basic package. They give you a men or women's, and then a true energy. Of course, you've got a true energy in your bag, and of course, all the benefits of being involved with the personalized site, the business cards, the book, and all the training materials that go with it. So that's kind of your introductory pack. The one that most people sign up for, and this is the one I recommend, is the one that what's the statistic, 85% or something, the whole network of Truestar. This is where the money maker is. This is where people come into the program at the $399 package. And watch this, guys. This is a $851 value for $399. I mean, that's kind of it makes sense. It's a reasonable. I'm going to start a business tonight for $400 is kind of reasonable. And that's where we say this is the greatest place to get started. What you get in your kit is you get a basics for men, you get a basics for women, you get three true energies, you get a detox and cleanser, and you get a true strength, which is our protein powder, and of course all the other items are training, your personalized site, your business cards, etc. This is where we like to see people get in and get very comfortable with it. If you are by nature a trainer, or you have a client base, or you already have people that you can move product to, then the next package is probably for you, which is, oh, by the way, this is where you rank up. You get up to the gold associate level. If you get to this package, this is what we call an advanced builder package. Again, $1,600 of value for $799, $800. And so that's, again, there's a ton of product that comes with this, because you're getting over $1,600 of product for $800. You can see here, you get 2 basics for men, 2 basics for women, 6 energy bundles, of course, 2 lean extremes, 2 strengths, basic IO, 2 detox, a cleanse, all the personal websites, everything that goes with the other packages, but of course a ton of products. And you can see here, the products start to compound. If you have people to sell the product to, or want to sample, or want to grow your business quickly, this is a great package if this fits in your budget, so you can get started there. The final package, known as, and then of course you ready you up to the Star Associate, and of course you get the benefits of getting in at certain levels of bonus payout a little quicker. You want to get with the person invited here, they'll do a little research with you to get you comfortable with what's going on. Last part here is what we call the Mega Builder Pack. This is your bigger package. This is how you get started. It's $14.99. And what it is you can see here, it's almost $3,000 of value here. You're talking about true basics for men, 4 of them, 4 women, 8 energy packets, 4 strengths, leans, extremes, AO, yoga, IQ. I needed a whole case of those, and we had a whole file of all the tools that come along with the site. This is known as our Mega Builder Pack, and it's for people who are an advanced builder. Like myself, I came into the business. I was already a networker. I knew how to do this thing. So this is the level I personally chose. This is a level that you may want to consider if you have a group of people to work with or a network to start with very quickly, and you feel really comfortable with it. Here's the most important thing. What you have to understand is please pick a package that works best for your personal situation. Because as you select each one of the levels, as we just described, each one of them is going to give you some slightly different bonuses to get involved. So check that out. Get involved based on your own level of preference and what works best for you. And that's the purpose of getting with the team and the individuals that invited you here tonight. So let's kind of wrap it up. There are 10 ways to make money. You've heard me talk about the immediate discounts on the products itself. By the way, you can pay retail for this product at any one of the sites that are available on the internet. Of course, any one of the people here would be happy to sell to you at retail. Anybody here happy to sell someone at retail? Very nice, okay, good. But if you want to, you can get the discounts to kick in right away. They start as little as 10%, 10 or 15%, and they go to 20, 25, 30, etc., all the way up to 40% for the Mega Builder Pack. So you can get started. There's the 3 for free. There's your Power of 3 bonus, which is what we talked about over there. The Truestar bonus, Lifestyle bonus, all the different commissions, down to your matrix commissions, and of course your check match. There's a lot of money here, folks. I'm doing you a disfavor if I'm trying to explain it to you, so I'm just doing what I call a broad sweep, just so you get a sense of what's going on here and how the power of this can work. So let's talk about what's really going on here. There's a very special opportunity that makes Truestar kind of different than, quote unquote, the rest. And here's this. You can actually not just sponsor an individual. So I know Paula personally. Paula is actually a friend of mine. And I called Paula to say, hey, take a look at this. The reason I called Paula was because Paula actually owns a healthy meats business. She's out in Whitby. She has a retail store. She has a very successful business out there. And she has a very deep interest in health. How many know if you own a company called healthymeats.ca, that means you're into health, right? So Paula, I said, listen, you probably want to look at this because as a corporation, you have the ability to actually market this product to your client base. She has a very nice client base of people who are already what? Very interested in health. That's a natural for her. Does anybody know of any companies like institutions or not-for-profits? We have a story of a church group who actually got involved in the company. They actually sponsored the pastor and got the church involved. And then every time they wanted to raise money for everybody, they went out to the congregation and said, don't just give us money, buy product, make your life healthy. And the church got paid a check. How many know that's a good way to raise funds for the church? So that's actually one of the things that one organization did. There's many, many different ways you can do this, that you can get as creative as you want. Please check with the person invited you here on how to do this. These are some of the special opportunities that exist here at Truestar for all the people that want to look for cool and unique ways to really market themselves. By the way, we're offering up customized portals. If you want to build up a website and drive traffic to that website, you can do that as well. So, kind of the last things, how do you get paid? Everyone says, how do you get paid? How do you want to know how to get paid? You get paid by Visa card. In this case here, you're going to have access to what we call the Truestar Health Visa card. It's a black card, looks just like that. You'll have a chance to actually access your money anywhere in the world, globally, online, and you can transfer it over into different accounts. Where if you want to do it here in Canada, if you're traveling around the world, you can deposit into debit cards, into all kinds of things. I mean, that's pretty exciting that you've got virtual money that'll follow you all over the world, and that's one of the things we love about our Truestar wallet, so that you actually get paid anywhere you want around the world. So what do you got to do? Really, it's simple. We're going to stop right now. I apologize, we're a little longer than I was going, but I was so excited. I wanted to get these facts out in front of you. We're going to break right now. We're going to go into what we call the assessment portion of the business. What we want to do now is introduce you to our $30 million free website. This is a freemium site, and I want you to do an assessment. Check out the assessment for yourself, go through the experience, and say, yeah, this is really, really great. And you'll have a chance to really see how powerful the site is. Then register at a level that works for you. Pick a standard, a level that works for you, so you can really pick how you want to do it. Try some of the products. Validate that these products are true for you. If they're not true for you, then obviously it's not going to be comfortable for you to promote them. So we want you to be true. We want you to make sure that this is really good for you. And so try the products out, look for the impact, and again, then begin your first week of training. This week is your first week of training. If this is your first meeting, this is a chance for you to see the presentation. How many know it's going to be great that you can actually go back and watch this presentation again, as you can on Google, right? So you can be able to do that. You'll get yourself familiar with the business, learn the strategy. I'm going to be taking, we're going to break and do the assessments now. After we finish the assessments, I'm going to come up and teach our pattern for success on the 3 things you need to know to get started immediately tonight. So, has anybody had a good time? Everybody have a fun time? Very good. Let's break out. Let's pop the laptops open. Have you go inside. Pick someone at that table that has not had an assessment. And if we can have some of the wellness consultants kind of help make sure everybody's taken care of, we can go into that, okay? We're going to be back in about 12 minutes, okay? So we'll have you run into the assessments quickly. Thank you, guys. We'll see you in about 12 minutes. Woo!